just for the nickname alone.
Nickname?
The Heartbreak Kid.
Oh. Yeah, I don't know who gave him that nickname, but it kind of fits a little bit, right? You know, he was a big play guy for them, turned the ball over a lot, made a lot of big plays for them.
Just how do you see him sort of fitting into the roster? Is he strictly a safety? Do you feel like he has some like corner flex at all? Or
he's a unique player. Like Nas, like Derwin, he's a safety with a lot of cover ability. With his length and his speed, and he shows a little bit of corner movement. So we kind of see him as a defensive back. And as you guys know, when we're in 5 DBs, 6 DBs, it could be any combination of. It's not necessarily just 3 corners, 2 safeties, or 4 corners and 2 safeties. You can go with 3 safeties, and the fact that we have some of these guys that can really cover, and that's what JT can do. JT, like I said, he's long, and he is fast, like legitimately fast, football fast. And he's got really good ball skills, turns the ball over, plays aggressive, really good feel for the game. So really interesting player.
Tom, more on the skill set and size and speed. Describe how unique is that for a DB?
It is unique because of his height. He's over 6'2", so long legs, long arms. Big time track athlete in high school, sprints and hurdles, and then enough that he was a hurdler at Baylor. So that kind of tells you how fast he is, because Baylor has a big time track program. But the fact that as soon as you see him, you can see how fast he plays. I mean, you notice it right off the bat. Sometimes guys with longer legs, it takes some time to build, and then you see the speed. He gets it going immediately. So, really, like I said, a unique player because of his size, his length, and his ability to really cover a lot of ground from that safety position.
Tackle skills a concern, or can that be cleaned up?
He is aggressive, tough, and the rest of it has still come along a little bit. But he's certainly more than willing to the point where probably has to pace himself down a little bit. But he can cover a lot of ground because part of tackling too is getting in position to get there. And he covers a lot of ground to the perimeter. He can kind of erase some big runs that may come out. And plus we see him also special teams ability too with his speed and his aggression.
Was a defensive back what you were targeting today? Was he best available on the board?
We weren't targeting at a specific position. He's just a player that we really liked. He's that unique skill set in the secondary. So he was just kind of blinking to us up there.
Is there pushing for a starting spot, or is it more of like a sub package, kind of see where?
We get all these guys. I mean, obviously with our first round pick, we kind of see what his role is going to be. From here on out, these guys come in, kind of compete, trying to earn a job some way, somehow.
Has he played any special teams in Baylor or no?
Yes. Yeah, certainly early in his career.
Is there a balance you have to find between drafting the best player available in a position of need, or is there one outweigh the other?
Once you're out of the first round, I mean, the positions of need, trying to fill needs in the 3rd through 7th round, that's not always realistic to do. So, and needs constantly change. So it's not something we're really looking at. So, and best player available, we have players ranked, but obviously it's very subjective. You're really not really filling needs, once you're into, this part of the draft.
So do you see
Certainly, I'm sorry, not immediate needs. Yeah.
Do you see him like cross training as a corner, or is he gonna work with the safeties? When you guys
he's a pretty good safety. I think when you see him, you'll see his middle of the field. He has really good vision and eyes, breaks on the ball quickly, especially going back. It has really big time speed. But our safeties have to be able to cover, which all our guys do.
With that type of speed, any chance he could be like a returner?
No, but a gunner, quite possibly. He does have pretty good return skills once the ball's in his hands. So, I wouldn't rule it out, but it wasn't something we were thinking about in terms of actually returning a kick or punt. But as far as covering kicks and covering punts, definitely.
With his size, he was able to cover tight ends.
Mm-hmm.
Is that something that jumped out to you?
Yes.
Obviously, with the tight ends, you guys had.
Yeah. Yep. No doubt. Yep.
Does that free up, in your mind, will that free up Derwin to move around more? Is that part of the vision?
Well, Dana, it'll be hard to game plan today for whoever we're going to play. I mean, it's the draft. But certainly, when I say he's a unique player, yeah. So part of that is being able to try and handle a tight end.
Tom, did it feel weird not picking
Yeah, it took forever. It did. And you see all those good players go off. But we did put Khalil's card up on the board in our second round spot that we took him. So, he's the oldest player I've ever drafted, but
Most expensive, too.
and most expensive. But I think he's going to pan out just fine. So, but yeah, it was. But we knew that going in. So you kind of sit and watch and kind of wait to take it. But yeah, it's what it is.
How much did he cover the slot in college? Is that something you see as a possibility for him? Obviously, a little bigger.
A lot of these guys, we'll get him in here, and we'll just kind of let him develop, kind of see where it goes. But he's got his skill set's pretty unique.
You talk about unique skill set. I think you've said it 20 times already. But he did play a little bit of receiver too the past 2 years. It looked like.
He's a versatile player, but we're gonna keep him as a safety right now and
Right.
let him play there. But he's a good athlete. Yeah, I mean, in high school he played, I think, running back, receiver, all the defensive back positions, ran track. So, good athlete.
Play an instrument in the band.
I don't know that, Joe. Did he?
That's good.
All right.
Thanks.
All right. Thank you.
Appreciate it.